8 tips for a good night's sleep. Over the years, we have come to understand how important good sleep is to our health and our well-being. Sleep is now recognized as one of the pillars of good health, along with good nutrition and exercise. We have all experienced the effects of a bad night's sleep, all too, and recognized the uncomfortable effects of feeling cranky, exhausted, and almost crazy. So essentially, a lack of sleep can have a major impact on your mood, your concentration, memory, and quality of life. So in today's video, I want to talk about my 8 top tips of how to have an improved nights of good sleep. So my first tip is have a regular sleep pattern. You want to try and go to bed around the same time every evening, and you want to also get up around the same time every morning as well. Improved sleep will not happen as soon as the changes are made, but if good sleep habits are maintained, sleep will certainly get better. Find what time works for you and then stick with it. Second tip is you want to spend the right amount of time in bed. Most adults need about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Some require more, some require less. Many poor sleepers though spend much more time than they need in bed, so more than 8 hours in bed, and this makes fragmented sleep a habit. So if you find that you often take hours to fall asleep, then you want to go to bed later. Thirdly, make the bed for sleeping only and not for entertainment. Handheld devices such as phones and tablets can interfere with your sleep. So it's also better to not sleep with your TV on as well or any other devices, because your mind needs to be in the habit of knowing that if you're going to bed, you're there to sleep. So don't stay in bed if you're going to be wide awake on all of these electronic devices. Number 4, you want to wind down and relax before going to bed. Have a buffer zone and allocated wind down time before bedtime. So sort out any problems well before going to bed. So this may mean setting aside maybe like a worry time during the day, and you want to use this time to go over the day's activities and work out a plan of action for tomorrow and work out what the worries are. And then you also want to try and avoid using your computer or other devices as well within 1 hour of your bedtime. You also want to find a relaxation technique that works for you, and then if you find it, practice it regularly during your wind down period. Number 5, you want to make sure that your bedroom is comfortable. So comfortable is subjective and personal, but I suggest at the very least you should have a good quality mattress and pillow, not only because it's good for your spine as well, but you also want to have clean bed sheets to be comfortable, and you want to make your room really quiet and dark and be at the right temperature. Number 6, you want to avoid caffeine, alcohol, and cigarettes. This is because alcohol may help you get off to sleep, but it can also disrupt your sleep during the night. As for caffeine and the nicotine in cigarettes, they're stimulants, so it can keep you awake. Number 7, you want to avoid afternoon naps and siestas. So sleeping during the day will make it much more difficult to sleep well at night. If a nap though is absolutely necessary, for example because you had a really late night, then you want to try to limit the nap down to about 20 minutes or so. You want to make sure that you're also awake for at least 4 hours before going back to bed. So don't allow yourself to fall asleep in front of the TV, even if it's just for a minute. Number 8, last but not least, don't lie awake watching the clock. Watching the time on the clock just makes you anxious about not being asleep. So if possible, try to take the clock out of your bedroom. If you need the clock for an alarm, well then you can turn it around so that you can't see the time. And then also you want to resist the temptation to look at the time on your phone as well. So these phones and devices should ideally be charged outside of the bedroom overnight. So ultimately, following these 8 tips that I just spoken about will help you and allow you to practice good sleep hygiene, which is a term used to describe good sleep habits. This in turn will lead to a good night's sleep. And if you still find yourself having difficulty with sleeping, or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.